realized about having parents is that sometimes they be the most devious gaslighters that you have ever seen in your entire life. Like, it might be because that they're old as fuck, or it's because that they're actually scheming up the most lethal, devious supervillain mastermind plan to try and manipulate my memories to make it seem like the toxic, crazy shit that they did to me never ended up existing. And it'd be over the most stupidest shit, too. Like, tell me why the other day my mom tried to gaslight me into telling us we went to a grilled cheese restaurant that on my life we never fucking went to. Like, brother, it's mid-ass grilled cheese. Why are you lying about this? And why is it always so goddamn specific, too? My mom started listing out every single item that we ordered on that meal, when I'm just like, brother, we never went to this spot. Because, like, how in the fuck do you remember that shit, like, 7 years ago? You don't even remember my age sometimes. Like, make it make sense, you know what? But the worst part about it is when they claim they didn't do certain shit to you, when you clearly know that they did. Like, you know how your parents will always deny that they ever beat you too harshly anytime you talk to them about it? That's what my parents do. Like, anytime I bring up to my parents that they used to beat the ever-living dog shit out of me whenever I misbehaved, they always try to dumb it down. Like, man, I didn't even hit you that bad for real, man. I think you're just over-exaggerating it as a kid. Motherfucker, I still remember when you guys hit me so many goddamn times in the butt, I had, like purple blue bruises on that bitch. What are you talking about? Like, you guys are really trying to tell me that I made up this whole scenario when I clearly remember that I couldn't sit down in a chair for 2 whole weeks because the bruises hurt that goddamn much? Do you think I'm living in the fucking Matrix or something? Fuck out of here. Now look, man, no hard feelings towards my parents. I still love every single one of them. But, like, don't deny the shit that you guys did. I mean, like, you guys did it. You know what I mean? No hard feelings, though. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I don't have any trauma, but I'm just like, brother, I remember it happening. Like, at least just own up to it. Because how in the fuck are you guys gonna be the one to teach me and raise me to never tell a lie and to always tell the truth, no matter what, and then go right on ahead to just do some whole-ass, like, Riddler lying scheme to trick the entire country? Like, my guy, please practice what you preach. Guys, I hate how people on TikTok overuse jokes to the point where they're not even funny anymore. Or, like, they use slang to the point where, like, everyone says it and it's just so fucking corny. Like, just the other day, I saw somebody call me a YN. I'm not even your target demographic for that shit. Like, first of all, I didn't even know what that shit meant, so I had to spend, like, 15 minutes learning what YN even meant. I'm not even a YN. Like, I'm not even, like, what are you talking, like, I'm a YC, not a YN. Like, bro, like, I mean, you're looking at me, do I look like, you know what I mean? Like, some people just say shit, and it doesn't even make any sense. Like, some dude recently said, Phantom, tax your views on a video that got 1.5 million views. What are you saying? And I'm not gonna lie to you, saying Phantom done tax bro's views in big August 2024 is outrageous. And right there is what I mean. A lot of people on TikTok will overuse a joke to where that shit's not even funny anymore. I'm still low-key pissed that these fuckers made the just put my fries in the bag joke overused, because I deadass love that joke. Like, I thought it was so funny until these motherfuckers ended up spamming that shit like it was an ultimate ability in Overwatch. Like, they literally ran that shit into the ground in like 5 days. After that, it wasn't fucking funny anymore, and it was corny and cringy. But the worst one by far has to be Riz, guys. There's just something about it that pisses me off. Like, just the other day, my mom was talking to me, and she was like, Eli, you got no Riz. No. Like, there should be no universe out there where my mom is using the words Riz. What the fuck is this? Like, another time, I was scrolling on my For You page, and I saw this kid named the Rizzler, and all he does is eat chicken bakes and shit. What does this have anything to do with Riz? But, like, apparently, what makes him the Rizzler is, like, the face he makes. Like, he does a... But, like... In what scenario is somebody gonna come to you and be like, hey, what's up, baby girl? Like, that's how you get pepper spray. Right in front of the hose is crazy. Michael, you live in a gated community. Shut the fuck up. Like, we are literally in an era where the English language is changing. I can't understand what some of these people are even saying to me anymore sometimes. Green FN, YN, Riz, Cuz, Sigma. Like, imagine in a couple years, you're just walking into a job interview and you're just like, Big Alpha Skibbity, my name's Eli, I'm here for the interview. What the fuck? Guys, being a proud member of the
Yellow Daffodil, Honey Butter, Lemon Complexion community themselves,
I am not ashamed to say that I will literally do anything to save as much money as possible. I was trained since birth to do that shit. If I have to, I will use 30 coupons on the grocery list. I don't give a single fuck. I will haggle with the bitch for 30 cents for 30 minutes straight. I do not care. Money is money, and best believe I'm gonna try and save as much as possible. But I've had to stop doing it recently because have you guys ever seen the face of the cashier while you're standing past 30 coupons past their cash register? They give you the most demeaning look I've ever seen in my entire life. They look at you like you eat cereal with water every single day for breakfast. Like, they always give you that demeaning, disgusted ass look. Like, that's the look that you have never taken a fast pass at Disneyland before in your entire life. Like, my fault, man. Maybe don't make cheese broccoli 50% off and buy one, get one free next time. Like, a good item on clearance sale is just Asian fentanyl, man. What do you expect us to do? My mom bought a weed whacker one time just because it was 50% off. We've never used that bitch. It is still hanging in our garage today. Brand new. Still out the package. Like, recently, I went to a Wingstop with one of my friends, and while there, I learned that if you ordered anything on the receipt, there will be a link to a survey, and if you complete that survey, you will get one free item of choice. And me being me, my yellow ass could not pass up on an opportunity as big as that, right? So as soon as I learned that, I go up there and I order one packet of ranch, and while the cashier is printing out my receipt, I tell her, yeah, I'm just gonna do a couple of surveys and get all these free items for free. And then as soon as I say that, the cashier gives me that look that white women give homeless people when they feel bad for them. You know, like the, you poor thing. That shit, man. And then she proceeded to say, you know what? You can just have the items for free. It's on us today, buddy. When she said that shit, I've never whipped card so fucking fast and ordered a 10-piece combo meal with extra seasoning. It should be in a record book because she was actually looking at me like I eat spaghetti with hot dogs and ketchup every fucking day for dinner, man. There is no actual way this is happening to me. And what made it worse is that I even made sure to tip that motherfucker $10 just to let her know that I had money on me like that, man. Because I am not gonna get disrespected at a fucking Wingstop, man. I'm never doing that shit again. Never doing that shit again. This motherfucker for real thought that I was a participant in a what would you do scenario, man. She thought as soon as she offered that free shit to me, John Quinones was gonna come out the back talking about, this is what would you do. You're a great person in this community. That's how pathetic I looked, man. At a fucking Wingstop. Whether you guys like it or not, to me, superhero movies are extremely funny. But superhero movies aren't funny because of the actual jokes that they write into the script. No, they genuinely suck, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not funny when you're watching a show and they're just like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Like, shut this shit off. Like, we're about 3 years away from them putting a Mango Funk joke in the next fucking Disney Plus series. Like, it's good. But what makes superhero movies extremely funny is the fact that anytime I watch a superhero movie, I just imagine the actor using their superpowers before they add visual effects. Like, Doctor Strange is probably my favorite one to imagine because you'll realize that Benedict Cumberbatch before visual effects just looks like a crackhead doing voodoo magic on a trash can. Like, this dude for real gets paid millions of dollars to dress up in a costume and throw up wizard gang signs and summon an imaginary portal in front of like 600 people. Like, he gets paid millions of dollars to do that shit while the actual visual effects artists that make that shit look cool get paid like $30 in a fucking cheeseburger from McDonald's. Like, I'm sorry, but you cannot convince me that you couldn't just offer a random homeless dude black tar heroin to do this shit instead of Benedict Cumberbatch, and that homeless man would probably do a better job than him. Because you have to pay Benedict Cumberbatch millions of dollars to do this shit. These crackheads do that shit for free. The difference is that they actually believe they're summoning a fucking portal. And before you guys say anything like, well, he gets paid millions to do the acting, I know. Shut the fuck up. But like, what I will say is that something that does come out of this is that I can't enjoy superhero movies anymore because it's just not immersive enough because I just keep imagining what this shit must have looked like before they added the visual effects. Like, guys, did you know that Rocket Raccoon before visual effects is just a random motherfucker in a costume? Like, you know how weird that shit is? Like, there's clips of this dude like crawling around the ground and sniffing people and shit, and like, I don't want to be that guy, but like, what the fuck? Hell no. Absolutely not. Like, I'm sorry, but do you expect me to watch Guardians of the Galaxy now knowing that there's a dumb motherfucker behind Rocket Raccoon just doing a bunch of weird shit like what the fuck? I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Fuck no. Could you imagine how weird it must be for the other actors that have to try and act like they're acting with Rocket Raccoon? It'll be something like, all right, Robert, so yeah, in this scene, we're gonna have Rocket Raccoon piss on your leg because, you know, he's a raccoon. Okay, action. No. Like, that's probably what it looks like. And I don't blame him either, because I don't want to do that shit either, to be honest with you. Because, like, if I was ever to be put in a situation where I had to see this lanky white dude in a fucking motion capture onesie have to crawl up all on me and shit and piss on me, I might, like, instinctively throw a Hadouken straight at his ball sack. So, like, that just doesn't sound like a very safe situation, you know, but, you know, I digress. So, yeah, at the end of the day, are superhero movies fun to watch? Yes, but do I enjoy them for the other reasons that people enjoy superhero movies? No. If there's one thing in this life that I will never get for the rest of my life, it has to be people who cheat. Because, like, the whole concept around cheating makes absolutely zero sense to me. Because if you don't want to be with somebody anymore, then you don't fucking have to. It's not like you're in some slave contract on some BTS K-pop industry shit. Like, you can just leave. Like, all it takes is a simple, hey, it's over, or hey, I want a divorce. That's all it fucking takes, and then you can go on to the next. It's really not that hard. And then you hear a lot of these people try and come up with a bunch of bullshit excuses on why they cheated on these people, when in reality, all of it can just be boiled down to, you could have just broken up with them then. It's always like some bullshit like, oh, well, you just didn't talk to me enough. Break up with them. Oh, well, you just, you weren't doing enough for me. You weren't paying enough attention. Break up with them then. Oh, well, it's just the sex wasn't that great. Then break up with them. Like, all your problems can just be linked to break up with them, you stupid bitch. Like, why are you doing all this shit? And look, I'm not worried about getting cheated on. I get zero fucking play. I keep my phone without silent mode on in school because I know my shit is drier than the Sahara Desert. I get no notifications. Like, I think if I ever got cheated on, I don't think I'd give a single fuck. Because here's the thing, you guys. When I'm getting into a relationship with somebody, I'm going into that relationship already putting my 100% confidence and trust in that other person that they won't cheat on me, okay? Because I know me, and I know that I will never cheat on them. So it's only up to them for them to break my trust in them, okay? And let's say they end up doing that and they end up cheating on me, okay? Okay, that's fine. You broke that confidence and trust that I had in you, and that's on you. That's your fault, not mine. So I'm gonna pack my shit, leave, and then move on. At worst comes to worst, I'll beat my dick once, and then move on with the rest of my life. And some of these people, I'm just convinced, just do it just to do it. They just cheat on their partner just because they like cheating on them. Not even if they just don't like them anymore. Because I've seen some people do some crazy ass shit just to not get caught by their significant other. Like, they be moving their messages to like WhatsApp and Telegram, sometimes to the email. It's just like, if I ever found that shit, if I ever found my girlfriend doing all this extra shit just to cheat on me, like, fuck, you got it, big bro, holy shit. I'll leave right now, goddamn, you want me out that bad? Like, I'll leave. Yo, is like anyone else confused on like what the fuck these women want us to be for them or not? Because I swear to God, these motherfuckers are switching up on what they want from men nowadays like every other month. Like, it's almost like once a month, all these girls want sassy men, feminine men, men that do makeup and wear dresses and paint their nails and shit. You do you, fam. And then the next month, this month, we have all these women saying, yeah, man, I just can't do with these sassy men anymore. I want my masculine men back. Men that are lumberjacks and they drink coffee with no sugar and cream with it. Rah, and it's just like, what the fuck do you want from us? You want the prince or the princess? Gotta choose. Because your bipolar ass needs to stick with the stand sense, man, because you can't be saying last week that you want a man who paints the nails, walks around in a pink dress and a bow tie, and then next week you want to say, I want a man who shaves his pubes with crocodile skin. Like, that's just not how that works. It feels like me and my penis has to shapeshift into a different type of man to conform to what these women want on every other week. Like, one day I gotta be some feminine, sassy, loving man who loves makeup and wearing dresses and loves getting pegged in the asshole by a goth woman, and then the next week I gotta act like some lumberjack, burly-ass man with a beard who wrestles fucking bears and then brushes their teeth with bricks of charcoal, and it's just like, this shit is getting tiring. Like, next thing we know, it's just gonna be all women saying, you know what, we only like dating white people. So you know what, next I'm gonna go to the GTA 5 barber, and that motherfucker's got to turn me white. Cause like, fuck it. Anything out there to make the woman happy, cause we love women. Cause, you know, we don't decide what the dating society standards are. Women too. Cause look, man, it's hard adapting to the metas when the meta changes every single week, man. Cause when I'm putting the newest strategies into play with other girls, and it turns out that shit got patched like this week, and then I end up getting rejected, that shit feels like ass, man. Like, dead ass. I'm currently like 1 in 16 from the fucking field with my shots because I'm just too slow in adapting to what these bitches want on any given day. And it's just like, damn, man, my fault. Guys, I'm really starting to get pissed off right now. Why do teachers put in all this work for us to learn something, and then when it comes to the quiz or the test, they never give us questions that's relevant to the topic that we're learning about? Like, have you guys ever taken a test before and you know you're immediately cooked as soon as you see the first question? Like, it's so bad you're just sitting there at your desk just looking at your paper for like 30 seconds? Yo, what the fuck? Like, you know it's bad as soon as you start looking around the classroom trying to see if the answer is on a poster. Like, that's how you know your teachers got you messed up, man, because there's no way in hell that they taught me any of the things that I'm looking at right now. Like, do y'all ever stare at the teacher while this is happening to you? Like, you're staring daggers at this chick as you're drawing a stick figure in the free response question. Because you're just sitting there, swearing on your whole life that this bitch did not teach me this shit. History class are the worst offenders of this, man. I do all this studying, all this preparing for a test, and I sit down, and the first question is some bullshit, like how big was George Washington's meat? I'm gonna jump out the window. Like, guys, I still remember this, but last year, one time for AP World History, we were taking a quiz, and it had something to do with, like, gunpowder kingdoms or some shit, and I was super prepared, and I knew, like, virtually everything about this unit. I sit down, and the first goddamn question is some bullshit, like, what are peacock thrones? What the fuck is that? I got that question wrong, by the way, and the way I knew that I got that question wrong is because I drew a ninja shuriken as the answer. Because how in the hell do you expect me to know that shit? Math teachers also do this too, but in a way worse way, in my opinion, because we'll learn how to do equations or solve something in a certain way, but when we take the test or the quiz, they'll give us a question that we have never studied or practiced before, but as long as you know the concept, you can figure out the way to the answer. Like, I have a question, how the fuck does that make any sense at all? That's like teaching me how to build a house for 2 months, and then when it comes to the exam, you tell me to build a skyscraper. Well, I don't know how to fucking do that, but as long as you understood the principles to build a house, you can build a skyscraper. Fuck you.
You know, if there's anything that I hate more than being born 5'7", it's the fact that I've come to a realization that I'm a bitch. There's no point even trying to hide that shit anymore, man. It's not like people perceive me to be some sort of Yakuza member just beating bitches up on the street or something, man. I am allergic to grass, and I'm deathly afraid of bugs. I am a walking fleshlight in prison, man, and I know it. And I try to hold myself with more confidence now, being the fact that I'm making all this money, and I have all these followers, right? And so I realize, what the fuck is that going to do to prevent somebody from turning my asshole into beef carpaccio, man? I'll give you an answer to that shit, and it's fucking nothing, man. Like, I've realized that I'm such a bitch that whenever I get disrespected, I'll confront them about it 3 hours later. Like, it's kind of like when you lose an argument to your best friend and then you come up with a great comeback like 7 hours later when you're in bed. It's kind of like the same shit. Like, I could be walking down the street, some big ass dude shoulder chucks me real quick, boom, blows me back. And you know me, you know what I do the first thing I say to that guy? Fucking nothing. I go back home and I practice the shit that I would say to him if I was like Dwayne The Rock Johnson or some shit. Like, I'll just be standing there in the mirror, Batman pajamas on, toothbrush in the mouth, just being like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to like that, bitch? Do you know who I am? I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Just punch that dude in the fucking face. And that's when I realized, yeah, this whole protecting shit that men gotta do, I'm not doing that bullshit. So naturally, when you realize that you are just a natural born bitch right to the core, you gotta think of some ways that you can protect yourself against somebody that is way bigger than you and way stronger than you, right? So I had to come with a couple methods. My first method was I'm just gonna carry like a small packet of pocket sand, and then whenever I confront a dude who's bigger and stronger than me, I'm just gonna TikTok dance that shit straight into his fucking face. And my second tactic revolves around my opponent racially stereotyping me into believing that I'm some sort of martial arts master that knows some shit that he doesn't, even though I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I'm just gonna start walking around, bro, like I'm going at different bullshit ass stances, even though I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I'm just banking on bro thinking that I was one of the Chinese kids from that shitty ass Jaden Smith Karate Kid movie, and I was one of the Chinese kids that fucked Jaden up in the alleyway. And I get that perpetuating racial stereotypes is not the best way to prevent an ass whooping, but it's 1000% better than getting those shitty ass Temu stun guns or some shit, or those fucking Amazon self-defense tools. I might as well become a fucking femboy at that point, man. So like, yeah, man, to all those people that are trying to fight me, just be prepared for me to reverse lay up this fucking pocket sand straight up into your cornea, man. Yo, like, for real serious question here. But do P-stars and OF models just not have a concept of the consequences of their own actions? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to think that these OF models have finally started putting the pieces together of 2 + 2 to realize that their careers are fucking over if this doesn't work out for them. Like, did no one else find it extremely funny when Mia Khalifa left the industry and then tried to set up a clothing brand just for everyone to realize that nobody wanted to buy her shitty ass clothes? So then what she decided to do is try to make a comeback into the OF industry, and then guess what? She realized that everyone recognized her as damaged goods. She was straight up Celtic Shaq. Like, deadass, what did she expect? Did she expect motherfuckers to think of Mia Khalifa like she was LeBron or like she was Tom Brady or some shit? No one gives a fuck that you're coming out of retirement, bro. Stay in that bitch. And then you see the same shit with these trifling ass OF models, man. After they realize that the money they were getting is starting to dry up because this is not a sustainable career, they start realizing, oh shit, my life might actually be over if I'm not getting paid enough money. So what do they decide to do? They decide to start reverting to any fucking religion that they possibly can to try to save face. And then you see all these bum-ass bimbos see the exact same shit. Oh, I was just in a bad spot in my life, and then finally the Lord guided me to the light. The Lord didn't guide you to shit. The money ran out, and then you're trying to find a way out. Stop fucking lying to these people. Coming from a special needs person myself, I'm just here to say that we need to stop treating special needs people like they're a bunch of brain-dead monkeys. Like, yes, we struggle with a lot of things, but we understand a lot of basic human principles, okay? Like, I know you guys have also seen that mom who struggles with his, like, her autistic son, and this dude literally, like, choke slams this bitch anytime, like, he doesn't get what he wants, and it's just like, you cannot allow this type of behavior from him. Like, he knows exactly what the fuck he is doing, okay? He's not some type of, brain dead, just caveman going around just, like, beating the fuck up on people because he doesn't know. No, he's doing it for a reason, okay? And that needs to be recognized. It's a real issue. Because, like, I think people forget that autistic people are genuinely smart as fuck. Like, if they hyperfixate on something, they'll become an expert on it immediately. Like, why are we acting like autistic people are just people that just go around and they don't know what the fuck is happening in the world? No, they're real human beings. So treat them as so. And, like, I'm really, really, really concerned for that mom right there. Because I don't know, like, you've seen it too. Like, this dude literally can outpower her so easily. Like, if he gets too mad, this dude could literally kill her. And I just think that she needs to do something about it before it gets really, really bad. Like, for me, for example, I was really good friends with this one autistic kid who was part of my playgroup, and he was there for like a good 6-7 months. We were really good friends with this guy, but we had to cut ties with him because he would continuously complain, cry, and just make everyone's experience worse. And he knew exactly what he was doing. He just didn't care because he was so full of himself that he thought that he wanted to ruin other people's experience because he felt like he was insulted. And we constantly warned him, like, hey, you're making other people feel uncomfortable and not having fun when you're around, and you need to fix that. And every time he said he'd work on it, he didn't. And that's the thing. We don't give him the 3rd chance, the 4th chance. After that, we're just gonna cut him off. We cut him off, and we haven't talked to him since. And that's what I mean. You can't treat other people differently just because they have a mental disorder, okay? They're real human beings. They know what the hell that they were doing.